First off, like, this is a hard trip. Like, you're on the road 4 hours away in Brookings on a Thursday night, a game that got out of hand a little bit. We don't get back till 2 a.m. Kansas City's sitting in Fargo getting a good night's sleep and coming up and checking in. And I just felt like, coming off that game on Thursday into Friday on short sleep with the practice, you're really looking at your team going, this is an awesome opportunity, awesome challenge, and we're gonna kind of see what we're made out of here. And we've been through it. And I just, through the preparation, through the game day today, I really feel like these guys stayed locked in. And the important thing is it's just when we really jump in both feet defensively as a team, as a unit, and make that really, really important. I think it shows you, number one, it helps your offense. But number two, it just shows you, that's a really good Kansas City team. And you hold them 41% from the field. And, you do that because you're putting a lot of effort out there defensively. And that's where you got to keep that focus. That's the identity we got to build. And it's great. It was awesome, but it doesn't mean anything unless we show up next week with the same kind of mindset and make it important again. And if we can do that, I think this league is one of those leagues that a lot of different teams can beat a lot of different teams. So I'm not worried about winning and losing. I'm more worried about where's their toughness, what's their mindset, and what kind of team are we? And I thought today it was a really good reflection of where these guys' heads are, what kind of young people they are, and how we can grow. So Kansas City, awesome team, man. You got to really show up and be grown men when you play them. And I got a ton of respect for Coach and what they do there, and happy to get this win today for our guys. I just thought our guys just left it out there. Fun to see.
Questions for Mier and Eli?
Mier, what do you think of your guys' response after Thursday?
I think it was a great response. Coach came in and just preached it's a game of runs, and one thing we got to do better at is stopping their runs. And I feel like us as a squad, we locked into that and just knew it was a game of runs. And once it gets to that point, we got to get stops.
Eli, what do you think about your guys' kind of collective defensive effort tonight?
Yeah, I think it was a lot better than it has been the last few games, and something that we got to continue to build on. I felt like the fight was there more on the defensive glass. They're a team that really crashes hard, and it's tough to rebound with them, and I felt like the guys competed hard there and then forced some tough shots, and I think it's just taking steps in the right direction and got to keep building off it.
Is there anything specifically that's changed for you guys? Are you guys just locking in more, or what's the difference, do you think?
I think part of it's probably our mindset has to change and continue to develop into being more defensive-minded and understanding that we got to be better on that end. I think everyone knows that. Everyone on our team knows that that's the end that hasn't been where we want it to be. And I think that's a big part of it, is just focusing in more on it. And then other than that, just the effort, talk, all those things we're always trying to improve.
And just to add on that, and you don't want to sit and make excuses on stuff, but I also feel like we got a lot of guys going through it for the first time, and there is a learning curve on it, and you want that learning curve to go fast, and you want the process to be quicker, and then sometimes the process is what it is, and hopefully we can learn from some of these tough ones we've had, and then the response that we've had today, but you don't know until you know. I mean, we'll find out.
I mean, on that note, Mier, how do you feel through your first 6 Summit League games, and what do you feel like you've learned?
I feel like I learned it's a shooter league, so you got to make sure we're closing out good on Reddicks. You know what I'm saying? So just really winning your ones, especially because of court space. So that's the main thing Coach been saying is we got to win our ones, and I feel like today we did great at winning our ones.
Please. Mier, Eli, you guys are good to go.
Get out of here, guys. Hydrate, enjoy that day, okay?
Yes, sir.
I think it was 6 minutes left. Eli and Amar subbed in, and I think you looked at them and was like, hey, let's just go close out this game. What do you think that, I don't know, did any kind of switch flip at that point? What did you guys feel what did you see in the last 6 minutes?
I felt like kind of throughout that second half there was some really good defensive efforts, and even in the first, I thought our energy on that side of the floor was really good. But yeah, when you're at winning time, right? You're at that time where we were probably leading by a little bit, because I think we led once we took the lead in the second half. I think we led a lot of that second half once we took the lead. or it was tied. But yeah, you're looking. Those are the guys that you need on the floor to close games. Those are the guys that need to be the ones that really step forward and be accountable, and then hold each other accountable, and really kind of build that identity defensively that we're looking for. Both of those guys have unique individual talents as far as how they can defend. And I think Mier's, like you said, it's a shooter's league. This is a lot different than maybe where he played. He didn't really play in a lot of real games since high school. So now all of a sudden he's guarding all these guys that are shooting 40+% from three. And it's a different way of playing. And so there's a lot of growth and a lot of learning still going on. But, the effort they brought, that's the stuff that you're learning, but still every day bring that effort. And we had it tonight, but we haven't always had it. And if we can continue to find that and build on that, then that makes us a team that is different and unique. But man, it's not something that we can just bring out when we feel like it. It's something you got to do when you don't, and when it's hard, and when you're tired and you're frustrated. Like, that's when you got to be your best, and that's not easy to do.
What's been like your approach coaching the last, 5-6 games, especially defensively? Like, have you guys switched any of that, or? No,
there hasn't been a ton of we switched our lineup on how we're starting. We got analytics now where we can look at every single defense, how many groups played with what, and look at our best defensive lineup group through 4 conference games, or whatever it was. 3 conference games is the group we're starting, and it's like a 0.78 points per possession, and like we weren't getting off to good starts, and since we've made that change, we've gotten off to better starts. So I don't know if we just want to change that. So like we're doing that. That's a change. From a philosophy standpoint, like it's different when your effort's really high and you're doing all you can and it's not working. Then you can look to change. But like our effort hasn't been what it needs to be until like tonight was good. I thought at Denver it was pretty good. But like there's other times where we're giving up just straight line drives, where we're closing out short to guys that are grade threes. There's things that we've done, and that has nothing to do with what type of defense we're in. That's with having a knowledge of who you're guarding and what his game is, and then playing harder. And so like there's been nothing we've done in the last 36 hours schematically to change. And I told the guys, a few weeks back coming off St. Thomas, I said when we met after Omaha last year and we played Kansas City on a Saturday, I said, I don't know what flipped the switch, but there wasn't anything different we did as coaches. It's the players that, it's the players that can really make that difference and make that change. I think we do a pretty good job of giving them good information and try to put them in the right spots to have success. And we got to continue to find ways to do that well. But they've also got to take that, believe in it, trust it, and as a 5-man group, go out there and, execute. And, it can't be 4 out of the 5 guys executing it. It can't be 3 out of the 5. It needs all 5 guys. And we were better at being a complete team, but we still had breakdowns. And we still made plenty of mistakes, but the effort was so much better. So you don't feel the mistakes as much. So it's an improvement. But I sure don't want to sit here and just feel all great and all excited yet. It's awesome to see it. But it doesn't mean anything unless you turn back and do it again next week.
What does a win like this do for the confidence of your group as well? You talked about them giving more effort, playing more to your identity. What does a win like this do, especially with rewarding this group? It's
funny because, I think a lot of times when people talk about confidence, they talk about offense. I think for us, getting some defensive confidence was the most important thing. We're scoring 85 points a game, 84 points a game. We're the best assist-to-turnover team in the league right now in league play. But yet we're giving up 55% defensively and a lot of threes. So, we're searching for some confidence on the defensive side of the floor. And I think this is awesome. It's huge. But it's hard. And are you willing to go back and do the hard again? And that's the hardest thing about it is when you got a team that can really defend and rebound and enjoy it, then you've got something. And we've shown we can do it. We just haven't shown that we can consistently come back and do it time and time again. And that's our challenge. That's what as coaches that's what we're striving for. As sure in the heck isn't trying to get more creative on offense. Let's do a better job defensively so we're not taking the ball out of the net all the time.